Okay. Well, welcome to our Thursday Yoga to Reboot and Recharge. Today we have a special guest co-teacher. Let me turn this on speaker view. His name is Kerry Loeb, and he is a longtime associate friend of mine through the macrobiotic community. And he has been teaching doing acupressure, self-massage for many years. And I've taken his classes and they were wonderful. So we were communicating and I thought, why doesn't he come on here and do it with us? So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to do some yoga and we're going to do some standing poses and get our prana, our life force flowing. And then we'll do a few standing stretches with Kerry. Then we'll sit down and do some yoga, and then we'll have about 15 minutes of self-massage with Kerry. How's that sound? I hope it sounds good. Okay, so please take your comfortable seat. If you have a blanket to sit up on, that's quite nice. And we will get our sit bones apart. We're going to do some hip openers today. So please sit up nice and tall. And we'll take a moment here to close our eyes, quiet our mind, and settle in to the gift of being present. Bringing your loving awareness to the flow of your breath. And please put your right hand on your heart and your left hand on your belly. And bring your awareness, your mind, attention to something that you appreciate, something that brings you joy. Someone, something. And breathe into that place of appreciation and joy. Let it fill up the cells of your being. And as we're moving in our yoga and massaging with Kerry, you can sometimes return to your appreciation and let it re-infuse into your body with your breath. To help calm you, relax you, and heal you. Couple more breaths. And slowly open your eyes, open your arms. And if you'd like, you can turn up the corners of your mouth with that appreciation in your life, appreciation, joy, peace, contentment. And your palms are up and adjust. You're receiving even more things to appreciate. And then put your right fingertips down on your mat. Keep your left hip rooted down and stretch long through the left side of your body. Inhale to lengthen through your torso. Exhale, tack your left hip down. Keep breathing. Inhale up. And press your left fingertips down into your mat with your arms straight. Right palm up. Reach up and over. And you'll see your right hip says, I'm coming, I'm coming. Tack that right hip down. Enjoy your stretch. Enjoy the breath. And inhale, stretch all the way up, reach up, lengthen through your spine as you feel your hips rooting down. And then we'll go back to the first side. Right fingertips down, left hip down. And we'll come on up, over, back to the left. Draw both shoulders back. See how much you can tack your right hip down with your exhale and lengthen with your inhale. And as always, this is all supposed to feel good. If something doesn't feel good, it's not right. So please modify so it feels good. And lower your arms down. Please set your blanket to the side. And we will meet on all fours, hands and knees. Yep. Press your arms straight. And then we will do some cat and cow massaging the back, starting from your tailbone. So let's all begin exhaling, rounding your tailbone, rounding your lower back, then your middle back, then your upper back. Now tuck your chin in. Keep your chin tucked, start arching your lower back. Then your middle back, your belly hangs. Melt your heart as you arch your upper back. Now lift your head up. Keep your head up, start tucking your tailbone, rounding your lower back, rounding the middle. And continue like this a few more times, connecting your breath to your movements. As we do this all together, making ourselves healthy individually and collectively is very good for world health and world peace. It's really what we do have control over. A wonderful thing. Next time you're in the middle, pause, tuck your toes, knees up, hips up for a downward facing dog. Stretch your hips up and back. Stretch your heels closer to the earth and take 2 slow, long, luscious breaths with your more weight in your legs. And bend your knees. Walk your feet part way up your mat. Walk your hands part way back your mat. Meet yourself in the middle of your mat. With strong legs and a firm belly, inhale, reach yourself up to the sky. Reach up. Exhale your arms down. Okay. And then take your feet a little wider than your hips apart. Yeah. Press down firmly into your legs. and press your left hip out, 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 out. And bend your torso to the right. So your right is getting a nice juicy stretch here, and your left is getting a juicy lengthening. Inhale up and over to the other side. 2 straight legs. And come up through center and back over to the left. This time, if you'd like, you can engage your arm for another big side stretch. This should feel real good in those big hip muscles. They can take a lot of stretching. They like it. Come on up. And we'll stretch over to the other side as we squeeze the left one, giving it juice too. Motion is the lotion and the potion. And come on up. Okay, so let's do this one too. Bring your feet parallel. I'm going to stand sideways here. So there's hip flexors when we're lifting, and when we're sitting down, this is always compacted. So let's counter that and give that some love. Put your hands on your lower back, push your hands down, take your elbows closer together, push your hips forward, and lift your heart up. Lift your heart up, push your hips forward. You should feel this in your upper back and your hips. Lift your, inhale your chest up, exhale your hips forward. Nice hip flexor stretch. Inhale, stand all the way up. Very good. Okay, now let's do a sun salutation. So walk on up to the top of your mat. Legs parallel, feet parallel. Inhale, stretch all the way up. You can bend your knees, stick your boot out. Exhale, hands down on the outsides of your feet. Left leg back, left knee down. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale your hands down. Step your right foot back for down dog. Inhale to plank pose. Bend your elbows in and slowly take your torso down to your mat. Stretch your legs straight on back. Press your hands down, pull your chest forward, draw your shoulders back. Exhale down. Tuck your toes, up and back, down dog. Inhale your left leg up. Look between your hands. Shift your weight forward, step your left foot between your hands, rest your right knee down. And then root through your legs as you inhale yourself up. Leslie requested this pose one time. Sometimes I ask them, what's your pose you want? Let's do sun salutation. Exhale, hands down. Straighten your back leg. Push into your front and rock the front foot up to meet the back foot up to meet the front. Root through your legs. Inhale, stretch as high as you can. Grow 1 inch taller. And then exhale your arms down along your side. And then inhale back up. Hands at your hips. Hands down. Please step your right foot to the back of your mat. Rest your right knee down. And then inhale your torso and your arms straight up. Exhale, hands down. Step back for a down dog. Take 2 slow, long breaths here. Next inhale, bring yourself to plank pose. Take your navel up to your spine as you slowly resist gravity. Resist gravity to come on down. Cobra. exhale back down. Up and back, downward facing dog. Big inhale. Slow exhale. Inhale your right leg all the way up. Look between your hands, big kick. Shift your weight forward, right foot down. In between your hands, left knee comes down. Press down through your legs, reach high to the sky. And lower your hands down. Straighten your back leg. Push into your front foot to rock your back foot on up. You can have your knees bent here as you root down through your legs and then stretch tall. Then you straighten your legs. Exhale your arms down. Okay, we're going to do a tree pose. So, stand firmly on your right leg. Let your left leg turn out. Squeeze your right kneecap. Steady your gaze one spot in front of you. Pick up your foot, or you can keep your ankle, your left heel on your ankle if you're practicing balancing. Foot on your calf or your upper inner thigh. Any way is just right. Hands in front of your heart. And if you need to hold on to a piece of furniture, that's perfectly fine. Make the pose work for you. Now for a hip opener action, press your pelvis forward. See if you can take your left knee back a teeny bit. Feel it? Yeah. Exhale your hands down and leg down. It's amazing. We can do this tree pose. Maybe some of you have done this tree pose hundreds of times. It's always a little new nuance. So stand firmly on your left leg, squeeze your left kneecap, root into the left leg, turn your right leg out, and place your foot. Hands in front of your heart. Press your pelvis forward. Take your right knee back a little bit. Beautiful. And you can lower your arms and lower your leg. Okay, you ready, Kerry? Kerry is going to do some things with us. Until he's on the screen, you can make some hip circles. Oh, maybe he got muted. Oops. I bet that's what happened. I better unmute him. Sorry about that, Kerry. It's a little hard to teach when nobody can hear you. There we go.
Okay.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. That should work, right? You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, very good. All right, here we go. We're just going to do a few minutes of sort of activating the energy in the body, which I will call chi, through the pathways of energy in the body called meridians. And I just want to say one thing about that. In Eastern medicine, the theory is if the energy is moving through all 14 of our meridians and through the internal organs they relate to, then illness, disease, ill health, chronic pain cannot exist. So that's the theory in Eastern medicine. And it's what I practice in this self-massage routine, is how to keep the energy moving through the 14 meridians and the internal organs. And when Patricia teaches you yoga, one of the reasons we feel so great after doing yoga is because we've opened up the energy in the 14 meridians in the internal organs. We might not even know we're doing that, but we are. So let's start. We're just going to do some twisting moves like this. We're looking around behind us, and just sort of twisting, allowing the energy to move up the spine, the bladder meridian, which we're going to be talking about today, kidney bladder. See if you can let your fist hit right here. Can everybody see this point right here? This is a lung 1 point. So this is the main point in the body for either relieving lung congestion or making a clear pathway so lung congestion can't happen. And that's really important in the time of COVID, right? So we're just going to be hitting as we turn with our fist. If you can do that into lung 1. Back and forth, look behind you, hitting lung 1. And then holding at the elbow, we're just going to reach up and over, and we're going to do some percussion with our fist in the upper back, neck, and shoulder area. And this is an area where a lot of chi gets stuck in the large intestine meridian and the small intestine meridian. Gallbladder comes up through here. So we want to really open it up and then just squeeze that area. Squeeze it out. We want that chi or that energy to be moving unimpeded through these meridians up here. Squeezing and squeezing. Very good. And if we come to the other side, hold the elbow and pound with our fist on the opposite side. Very good. Very good. Pounding, pounding, pounding. Moving any stuck chi out. All over in here. Working these meridians, large intestine, small intestine, gallbladder. Squeezing, squeezing up there. Squeezing. Very good. Very good. Squeezing. And now there's a couple of points on the back, on the neck, at the base of the skull, 2 inches out from the spine, and they're called gallbladder 20 points. And the reason that I want to show this today is they're very, very important during this time of year, because in Chinese medicine, external pathogens like colds and flus, viruses, things like that, enter right here. So we want to keep the blood and the chi moving through here so we can be healthier. I'm going to turn and show you how I'm going to do this. So here's gallbladder 20 right here. I'm going to reach over with my opposite hand, and I'm going to let my fingers sink right in there to the top of the neck, base of the skull, and the other hand is going to do this. It's good. We're going to do this action. Basically, I'm pulling up and pushing down. And so one hand is into gallbladder 20, and the other hand is massaging and moving and stretching. So we're doing opposite side. Let your neck stretch to the side slowly. And just open up gallbladder 20 while we're doing this hand, opening up the large intestine, small intestine, gallbladder meridians. Just feel that in the neck, stretching. Opposite side, let the hand come over to gallbladder 20. So opposite side, and then this hand does the massaging work in the shoulder. So stretching, moving, activating gallbladder 20. By the way, this is a point when in Chinese medicine, they call it a wind invasion. That's when you get sick. So one way to not have that happen is to do this, but also keep your neck warm in the wintertime. Always wear a scarf so that the cold wind can't hit you in the back of the neck. Very important. Stretching, stretching. Okay, now we're going to come back and we're going to work the 6 meridians in the arms. Open up any stuck chi here. We're going to start with the lung 1 point right here. Remember that one? And we're going to pound it with our fist. And now we're going to pound down the inner arm, which is the lung meridian, the heart meridian, and the heart governor. Coming back up, these are 3 more meridians: large intestine, small intestine, triple heater. So any stuck chi in here, back up the lung 1 and down the arm, up the arm. 6 meridians. We're really covering a lot of territory just by doing this percussive movement. Up. And chi tends to get stuck in the joints, so let's hold at the wrist and shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Shake out any stuck chi in the wrist. Hold the elbow and just throw out very quickly. Throw out. Moving chi through these 6 meridians. Very important meridians. Good. Other side, we'll start at lung 1. Remember there. Don't forget about this point. Keep those lungs open. And down the lung meridian, the heart meridian, the heart governor. We're turning. We're coming up large intestine, small intestine, triple heater, and down and up. This is something to do every day if you can, to incorporate into your routine. And then shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Get all that energy out of the wrist and holding at the elbow, and we're throwing out, throwing out, throwing out. Okay, good. So we've worked a lot of chi and a lot of different meridians here. And now let's do a circular pounding of the internal organs, percussive technique to bring more chi and more blood to the internal organs. Move everything in here. And then we can come down and reach around into the buttocks area, pounding. This is where a lot of chi gets stuck. One of my teachers, and Patricia's teacher as well, Michio Kushi, way back in the day would say, tight butt, tight brains. Remember that, Patricia?
Yeah.
We're opening up our brains at the same time. And then pounding down the back of the legs is the bladder meridian, which we're going to focus on today. Up and down, outside of the leg, gallbladder meridian relates to the liver. Inside of the legs, kidney, which we're going to work on today, liver, spleen, up and down, inside. And now lean forward and let your hands, your fists, come into your low back. See if you can stretch the back of your legs and pounding up and down either side of the spine. Right into the kidneys. Want to keep those kidneys warm and strong and coming up. Here we are. Okay, 5 minutes. We covered a lot of ground, right? We got a lot of meridians.
It's a new us. That was good, Kerry. Good. Okay, now we'll do a few. I'll get you down to the ground. We'll do a few more stretches, and then we'll let Kerry do some more. Sound good? Is everybody having fun?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to leave you on mute, Kerry, so you'll be on speaker view. Okay, let's take a nice wide stance. Wow, that feels good. I love that, Doreen. Self-massage, acupressure. Take a nice wide stance. And then hands on your hips. Lengthen your torso long. Long, long, long. Parallel with the floor. And now you can bend your knees, take your hips back, and place your fingertips down on the floor, or if you have a block, you can place your fingertips on block. And now bend your right leg and shift your weight over to your right leg. And your left leg will go more straight and isometrically drag your left foot towards your right. And then slowly come through center. bend your left knee and shift your weight over to your left hip, left leg. Isometrically drag your right foot towards your left foot. Come through center. We'll go back to the first side. And when you have your hands down on something, you're sharing the load. So bend your knees as much as feels appropriate. Make the pose feel good. As always. And then go back over to your left. Bend your left leg. You're squeezing your right leg isometrically towards your left, and you feel your inner adductors activating. And then come through center. You can move your block forward and lengthen your spine. Lengthen your spine and tack your hips back. Tack your inner thighs back and apart, outer hips back and apart. Bend your elbows, exhale, fold in. Now spin on your feet, so both feet face the front of your mat. You step your front foot back to meet your back foot, and then lower your knees and have a seat. Okay, lean your hands back behind you. Just lack of that. And then take your feet over to the edges of your mat. Just take them nice and wide. We're going to do a sitting up windshield wiper pose. So knees over to your left. Your right hip will come up. And you're just giving some motion here in your hips. And then knees up over to the right. And thank goodness, if we're driving around in this region of the country, California here, we need our windshield wipers because it's raining and we're so happy. We sure need the rain. And then go back and forth with your breath. And Anne, up at the lake in Northern California, has snow. How beautiful snow Anne has. Okay, come right up through center. And now use your arms to lift you up and take the soles of your feet together, please, here. Yeah. Baddha Konasana, nice hip opener. Now, when you do this, just like this, without making any adjustment with your hands, your knees are up like this, right? Like you're getting a telephone call, hello? So lean over to one side, get a hold of your inner thigh, please. Get a hold of your outer sit bone, your glute muscles, your upholstery, pull it back and apart, then set it back down. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Lean that way. Hopefully that stays there. And then get a hold and then spin it back and apart. And now you notice, wow, your knees went down a little bit more. Sometimes you have to do it a few times. Yeah. You can hold on to your ankles. Inhale your spine up, lengthen. And now, if you want a little extra juice here, you can use your inhale and lift your knees up so you don't get so much of a stretch. And then you can exhale your knees down. Nice and slow. Inhale up. Exhale down. You can stay upright, or if you'd like, grow your spine long out over your feet. You can move, adjust your hands to your toes if that feels better. And you continue up and down with your knees, little by little. Opening up your inner adductor muscles, keeping your hips nice and mobile, flexible, so it's easy to move about in your life for your whole life. That's the goal. Inhale, come on up. Take your hands to the outsides of your knees and bring your knees together. And then hug yourself. And we'll do a few cat and cows. So just exhale, rounding your back. Take your navel to your spine, tuck your chin in. And then inhale, arch. Exhale, round. And inhale, arch. Okay, we'll come through center. We're gonna do one more hip opener. I think I'll let Kerry take us out here. So legs straight in front of you. Yeah. And you're welcome to sit back up on your blanket so you get a natural lift in your spine, if you'd like. And then lean over to your right, get a hold of the sit bone here, pull it back and apart. Yep. And then the other way, pull it back and apart. Now lean back over to your left and take your right foot, bend your right knee and take your right foot back behind you, set your right foot down. So now you're giving your hip an inner rotation. Press the top of your foot down. Sit up nice and tall. Should be no pain in your knee. If there is, please adjust. If you're all good here, it feels nice and good, then you can stretch your spine over your leg and get a hold of your calf, your ankle, or your foot. Beautiful. Inhale, come on up. Lean back over to your left to get your right leg out. And then come through center. Lean to your right. Take your left leg back. And remember, some poses are easier for you than others. So it's all good. Never criticize yourself. This is all about loving yourself. No room for criticism. Press the top of your left foot down. You can fingertips behind you, lengthen your spine. Stay upright or hinge and lengthen your spine out over your leg. Enjoy your breath. And then slowly come on up and take your left leg out. Good. And then sit cross-legged. However, please sit cross-legged your other way, your non-dominant way. Yeah, get your sit bones apart. Lengthen up through your spine. And then keep your hips anchored back. And we'll do this last hip grounding as we lengthen our spine before Kerry comes back on and we do some more acupressure self-massage. Yay. On your inhale, lengthen all the way through your spine, including your head. Keep your head looking sort of in front of you there so it doesn't fall and look down at the floor. Breathe. Fantastic. Walk yourself up. Okay. Who's ready for some more doing self-massage? Me. You.
Hey, am I unmuted, Patricia?
Yeah. Loud and clear, Kerry.
And you can see me okay? Everybody? It's okay? Good. Okay. So Patricia and I were talking about the content of today's class, the content I would teach. And we decided I would focus in on the kidney bladder function. And there's several reasons for that. In Chinese medicine, the kidneys are the storehouse of energy or chi in our bodies. And it gets distributed by the liver and other organs, but it's really where our essential chi or ancestral chi is stored, is in our kidneys. It's a foundational organ system. And if we take care of our kidney chi, then the rest of the year, our energy and other things will perform so much better because if we've taken care of our kidney chi. So that's what we're going to do today. And by the way, in Chinese medicine, the time of year when the kidney system can be at its weakest or most vulnerable is right now. So it's between December 21st and March 21st. This is when we might feel some of the symptoms of lower kidney chi, things like fatigue, cold hands and feet, low back pain, knee pain, tinnitus in our ears. All those sorts of things relate to a kidney imbalance. Also, kidneys control the hair. And so I didn't take very good care of my kidneys back in the day, and look what happens. So we want to really nurture our kidneys. And I just want to say the kidneys really run deficient this time of year. We want to build that chi, and they love warmth. So I brought my best friend with me before we start today. This is my best friend, my hot water bottle. And I heat it up and I put it on my kidneys when I'm lying in bed at night. And that's really what the kidneys love, is heat, warmth, circulation. And we don't want it to be cold. So anything in terms of diet, warming foods and things like that is really good as well. So today we're going to focus though on how we can access and strengthen the kidney chi. The first thing we're going to do, there's a point called kidney 1. Can everybody see that right at the base of the ball of the foot? Kidney 1 is the most important point on the kidney meridian. Oh, by the way, I want to say too, when Patricia, when she was just showing these stretches, I was thinking, oh, which meridian is she stretching? And coincidentally, it was a lot of kidney stretches. So we've already stretched out the kidney meridian, thanks to Patricia. And now we have kidney 1. And so we can get that in a variety of ways. You can just push your thumb right into it in the seated position we are right now. Slow clockwise circles, kidney 1. And by the way, a lot of the points I'll show today are points that you don't need to do at any specific time. You can do them while you're watching TV or just hanging out, just be pushing these points. In Mexico, when I walk around the street in my village here, I'm always pushing points and stretching my meridians, and all the Mexicans say, who's that crazy gringo? But you can do it anytime. Kidney 1's a good point. If you can do this, if you can reach through your leg and grab your toes, the other way we can get it is pounding with the fist right into kidney 1. Pounding, pounding, up and down, up and down. You can go all over the foot. You know, there's a map of the entire body on the bottom of the foot. But focusing on kidney 1, we can slap the bottom of the foot, yeah? Stimulating all these wonderful points, getting that kidney chi moving all over our body. Okay? Good, let's come to the other side, and we're gonna do the same thing. There's kidney 1, right? And we can just massage it, circles. Generally, kidney 1 is not going to be a sensitive or tender point, but a very important point. In the top 5 points, acupoints in the body, and there's 350 acupoints, so it's in the top 5. Kidney 1, coming through, holding if you can do this, and let's come back with the fist and hit kidney 1, and then all over the bottom of the foot, and then we can slap it. Again, we're just stimulating and activating chi to keep it moving and to build the chi in the kidneys. Okay, good. Okay, one more way we can access kidney 1. So if we cross our legs like so, we reach down with our thumbs and we push on kidney 1. This is the first part. If that's all you can do is just sit and stimulate kidney 1 going back and forth, just lean forward, lean back a little. And now the next step, and some of you can do this and maybe some of you can't, don't worry. If this is all you can do, this is wonderful. I'm going to roll backwards though, because the bladder meridian, which works with the kidneys, runs up and down the spine on either side of the spine. So we're going to activate the bladder meridian. We're going to come forward and we're going to push into that kidney 1. And we're going to do it with the breath. Oh, by the way, be careful, there's nothing behind you. You don't want to hit your head going back. Although there's some really good acupoints on the back of the head, so it'd be really good. I don't recommend it. Okay, ready? We're going to breathe in, roll back, breathe out, come forward and really push into kidney 1. Breathe in, breathe out, kidney 1. Breathe in and breathe out, kidney 1. Good. So I generally do those rolls about 10 times a day. So on your own, you can do that. You can do it more just for time's sake. I just wanted to show you those 3 rolls. Okay, now, so kidney 1 is called, it's a great tonifying point, one of the best in the body. It's also good for headaches. It's really good for poor memory, tinnitus, like I said, low back pain, knees, etc. So a really good point to work. It's also a great point for anxiety, fear, and insomnia that comes from those places. So in Chinese medicine, the emotion that relates to kidneys is fear. So if you're feeling a lot of fear, you know that the kidney function is off a little bit. So the more we can strengthen the kidney function, the less you will feel that. So a lot of the points on the kidney meridian relate to fear, anxiety, lack of sleep because we're feeling anxious. So this is a great way to remedy that. Behind the ankle bone, again, a point probably in the top 5 or top 10, right behind the ankle bone is kidney 3. Can everybody see that? There's a little indentation in the bone behind the ankle bone on kidney 3. Great point for insomnia, anxiety, dizziness, tinnitus, as I mentioned. So once you find that point, remember to keep breathing and just push in and do some circles on that point. Really dig in. Again, this is not generally a tender point, but it doesn't mean it's not effective. This is a point, kidney 1 and kidney 3, I work every day this time of year to build that kidney.
I was also going to mention, Kerry, that from Oriental medicine, they say that the kidneys are the seat of our vitality.
Yes.
And right? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
And then I want to just chime in with some foods that are good for the kidneys at this time of the year. Yeah. Yes. So the kidneys look like little beans right back here. Beans. Eat more beans. Kidney beans, aduki beans, white beans, black beans, pinto beans.
Great. All of that, all of the above. And stay away from the cold foods during the kidney time of year, because it will contract the kidneys. It will deplete your chi. It will deplete. And since this is a foundational organ system, we can set the tone for our health for the entire year if we take care of our kidneys. So kidney 3. Okay, one more point on this meridian. If you put 4 fingers on top of the ankle bone like this, and on the inside of the leg, at the right above the index finger, right there, spleen 6. It's actually not on the kidney. It is on the kidney meridian. The kidney, the spleen, and the liver run through this point. And this is a top 5 point in the body for immune function, for digestion, for menstrual disorders, for anxiety, palpitations. Really wonderful point. Spleen 6 is a great point to work every day. And again, you might be watching Netflix or something and say, oh, I can work these points at the same time. Okay, good. So let's come to the other side, and we're going to do the kidney 3 point on this side. Remember, behind the ankle bone, right here. And just get your thumb in there. And once you feel it, you'll feel a little slight indentation in the bone. Kidney 3, anxiety, insomnia, dizziness, bringing up the energy in the body, vitality. If you have low back pain or knee problems, it's related to kidneys generally. So we're working that. Kidney 3. Remember to breathe, make circles. And then let's place 4 fingers on top of the ankle bone, like so. Everybody see that? And right at the top is spleen 6. Spleen 6 is where the spleen, the liver, and the kidney come together. It's called the 3 yin intersection point in Chinese medicine. Extremely important. Any digestion, it builds immune system function. My story with this point is it's contraindicated when a woman is pregnant because it brings energy from here down. So you want not to do this point if a woman's pregnant. So when my ex, the mother of my daughter, my daughter's now 31, when my ex was pregnant, I worked all these acupoints all over her body the entire pregnancy. But I stayed away from this point until she went into labor and we had a home birth. And so I pushed this point on her throughout her entire labor. And she had a very easy birth, 5.5-hour labor. And no problem. And I took complete credit for it because I was working the point. So spleen 6, wonderful. Work that point every day if you can, especially this time of year. Okay, very good. Okay, so these are a lot of the kidney points. Now let's put one. How am I doing on time, Patricia? How much time?
Good, got it. A couple more minutes.
Couple more minutes. Okay, let's just put our one leg up like this, and we're going to put our thumbs behind, and we're just going to push down with our thumbs, just sort of doing a Shiatsu massage on ourselves to open up the bladder meridian, which helps with our kidney function. So this is all bladder meridian, squeezing with our thumbs on the back of the leg. Feels pretty good, huh? I actually really like doing this.
It feels really good.
Oh, it really opens up all that stuck chi running through this meridian. And we can go to the other side. And same thing, pushing, releasing, working down, up, all over the bladder meridian. And again, our focus is to create an unimpeded flow of chi so that we won't have any health imbalances, ill health, disease, or pain syndromes. This is what we're doing. This is our intention. Okay, the final point is, remember we worked gallbladder 20 up here? Well, the bladder meridian runs from the little toe all the way up the back of the legs, all the way up the back, all the way over to here. It's the longest meridian in the body. One of the points, it's very important, is about an inch out on either side of the spine, is bladder 10. And I want to show you this as we close today because it's a great point for relieving any neck pain, any shoulder pain, back pain. This is a great point for it. It's also great for blurry vision. But the main thing is, just like gallbladder 20, it's where external pathogens enter our body, which is why you want to keep the back of the neck really protected in the wintertime. Don't let that cold wind come in. So So one way we can open up bladder 10 and gallbladder 20 at the same time is put our hand on our forehead, cup our hand, and we're just going to hit the back of the top of the neck, back of the head, just slapping this area. We're cupping our hand, we're hitting the base of the skull, top of the neck, and we're getting gallbladder 20 and bladder 10 at the same time. Switch hands. Opening up bladder 10 and gallbladder 20. Keep those viruses out. Okay.
Fantastic, Kerry. Oh my God, that's really great. That's really great.
Yeah.
So Kerry has a full program if you want to learn more about this. And then also we'll stay on after the class if you have any questions. So for now, please lay on down on your mat and we'll have time. Give your body time to integrate, digest, and assimilate all the love you've just given yourself. Let your legs fall open. Feel your shoulders anchoring down. Feel your hip points anchoring down. And you have the choice, put your hands, palms on your belly or palms up alongside your torso. And please close your eyes. Rest your awareness in the flow of your breath. With each exhale, let your body release and relax. Breathe in to your thoughts of appreciation and joy that you began with. Take a couple more longer, deeper breaths. Bend one leg, set your foot down, and then the other. Roll over to your right side, rest your head in your forearms and pause. Let your hips and legs and feet be really heavy as you use your arms to bring you up to seated. Let your legs be really heavy. Drag them back into place. Even use your arm to help you. In honor of yourself, connecting to your breath and to each other in this wonderful community, bring your hands in front of your own heart. And from the love in my heart to the love in your hearts, namaste. I will unmute you. Let's see here.